they just went ahead and made this announcement without due consultation to our people, without considering that our people are worth talking to. We need to be consulted. If we're going to be talking about education, then who best to talk to than the First Nations people themselves? I maintain that if we want legislation on education, we need to be the authors of that document. We need to be consulted. I've been in education for the past 34 years. Not once has anyone ever spoke to me and say, how can we improve education for our First Nations? We have the highest dropout rate in Canada. We live in poverty. Today there was an announcement. Our prisons are just full of our young people. And why? Because we lack an education. We don't have equal education on reserves. We don't have the equal funding. Our children are worth less than the students in the province. We just want a fair education for our students. That's why we're here.
Okay, and that includes more traditional programming and more learning about your culture.
Okay.
Right?
I'm glad you said that, because when you look at our young people today, none of them speak their language. None of them speak their traditional languages that they had, because their parents and their grandparents lost them during the residential school era. When you look at the French immersion schools in Saskatchewan, they get $17,000 to $19,000 per child. So and language culture. We lost that through education. We want the same equality as the French people. This is our land. We need to have equality in education in every front, not just funding. In every front. We don't want our process, the treaty rights to be infringed upon, and this legislation does exactly that. So we want the Harper government to come and talk to us, to consult with us, because we have lots to teach the government about how we can best educate our own children. So this is also the International Women's Day today. So it's really fitting, because I'm a grandmother. I want my grandchildren to have a good future. I want my grandchildren to have an education. And how much better does for a woman's heart to have their children to be good citizens in Canada? How much better? So that's what I want today.
Is there anything that you guys don't mind about the Education Act? Because I mean, the way it's going right now, like you said, there's a big dropout rate. I mean, obviously, what's going on right now isn't working. So is there anything that they're suggesting that you don't mind?
Looking at that document, what I don't, I can't see anything good in that document. I really can't. They want us to sign a tripartite agreement with the province of Saskatchewan. We do teach the curriculum in our schools. We do teach the best we can. That whole document does not mention anything in funding. There's no mention about funding in that document. So I'm thinking, if we're going to have a quality education, then you need to have funding for it. For example, in Sturgeon Lake, and that's why Sturgeon Lake is here today, we want our our students to be doctors. We want them to be in the medical fields because there's a shortage there. We want them to be in the science fields because there's a shortage there. We want these for our students, and yet I can only afford one math teacher that has to teach all the math and sciences. I cannot even teach physics like every year, that the students need. So there is so much inequities in our education. So that document doesn't provide for any of those things. It doesn't say. It says should, could. There's nothing concrete in that document at all. So I don't see any good in it at all.
So what happens after today? Where do you go from here?
We continue. Our students are going to write letters. They're going to write to each other. We've set up a Facebook page where they're going to talk to each other. We've got support from yesterday. We got a fax from the Matavi. It's from the First Nations in Ontario. They wrote us a letter of support. So this movement is going on. Idle No More has contacted me, and they're also going to be supporting. So that's why we call it Education Now. So that's where we'll be going. We're going to continue this fight until Harper listens to us. We're not going to stop.
With this Education Act following the Idle No More, I mean, is the frustration just building among everyone?
Well, for me personally, I was inspired by the Idle No More movement, and this is why I thought that I would do something about education. Education is very close to my heart. I've been an educator for, like I told you before, 34 years, and I've dedicated my entire career to advanced schools, and I've been a teacher for many years, and always teaching without, and it's just really, the frustration has just totally built up, and Idle No More has given me that inspiration to say, okay, what are you doing, Pauline? You need to get out there, organize the troops, let's go and make our voices to be heard. So, yeah.
How many students did you bring here today?
We brought, I think there's probably about, we brought the grade 6 and up from our school. Obviously, you know, we don't want little ones to be marching. So I think we brought probably about 100 students from Sturgeon Lake.
Oh, yeah. How many buses
Yeah.
were there?
We've got 5 buses here, but I don't know the other buses have joined us as well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So,
And just can I get the spelling of your last name, please?
MC capital K-A-Y.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Mckay or Mckay? Mckay?
Either way.
Either? What's your first name, sir?
Pauline. My name is Pauline Mckay.
And what's your
Yeah.
title?
I'm the director, principal of Sturgeon Lake Central School. That's my title.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
The
Thank
Director
you.
of Education too?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah. I do both.
Director of Education.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.